Right now on Hoosier News Source, IU names its first female president, and a Parkmobile data breach may put your information at risk.
And I have a look at our Wellness Day forecast as well as some rain chances this weekend. Hoosier News Source starts now.
Hello and welcome to Hoosier News Source. I'm Bridget Taylor. Before we start this week's COVID update, I'll hand it over to my socially distanced co-anchor, Ella Rhodes. Ella?
Thanks, Bridget. HNS reporter Andrew Limparski joins us from campus with this week's COVID update. Andrew?
Thanks, Ella. While cases continue to trend upwards across the country, the number of positive cases here at IU Bloomington is the lowest it's been in weeks. Out of nearly 20,000 tests, the university saw a positivity rate of just 0.33%, the lowest number in 5 weeks. Just 0.3% of those living in Greek houses tested positive, 0.2% of those in dorms, and 0.3% of those in off-campus housing. In total, 91 students tested positive and 194 were identified as close contacts. And on to vaccines. This week, Indiana passed over 1.5 million fully vaccinated people. Here in Monroe County, over 33,000 have been fully vaccinated and 54,000 have received at least their first dose. Speaking of Monroe County, as you can see behind me, officials are reminding people that even though the statewide mask mandate may be over, the county-wide one won't be over until at least the end of May. And that's all for this week's Campus COVID Update. For Hoosier News Source, I'm Andrew Lamparski. Bridget, Ella, back to you.
Thanks, Andrew. The Indiana University Board of Trustees named Pamela Whitten the university's 19th president. Whitten is making history as the university's first female president. She is currently president of Kennesaw State University in Georgia. In past positions, she has enhanced undergraduate and graduate education, established diversity officer positions, and created equitable financial opportunities for low-income students. Following Friday's announcement, Whitten shared how she plans to put IU students first as she takes on this role.
Central to all that we do across every area of the university will be ensuring the success of our students, who are the lifeblood of this university. This includes keeping IU as an education that is affordable and accessible to all qualified students, providing them with an education of the highest possible quality in areas of importance to our state and to our nation, helping them graduate on time, giving them access to the highest quality learning and living environments, and ensuring that our campuses are diverse and tolerant and inclusive.
Following the press conference, Whitten spoke with some IU students about her plans for the future. She will take office on July 1st. Parkmobile had a data breach in March, but they just announced their finding to their users. Parkmobile appears in parking lots across the city of Bloomington and the nation. The company announced on April 15th that credit card information was not compromised in the security breach. Leaked information includes license plate numbers, phone numbers, emails, and in some cases, home addresses. Parkmobile recommends users change their password as a safety precaution.
Despite more students receiving the COVID-19 vaccine on campus, mitigation tests are still mandatory. For those wondering if IU will continue mitigation testing in the fall, IU Assistant Director of Public and Environmental Health, Graham McKean, says that it will depend on each individual. He also explained that what next year might look like for those who choose not to receive vaccination.
What you could see, or makes a logical sense from a public health standpoint, is ask that those people remain masked and ask that those people continue to participate in mitigation testing. Whereas those that are fully vaccinated would not have to do those things.
The university plans to announce a decision regarding mandatory vaccinations for IU students by the end of this month. Caroline Klare now joins us and has the latest on this week's forecast. Caroline?
Thanks, Bridget. Before we end the semester, we have one more Wellness Day this Thursday. And guys, it's going to be quite a bit of a cold day, but not too bad. We have no chances of rain, partly sunny, partly cloudy. But if you are waking up early in the morning to be productive, going to be a bit chilly in the 30s here. But as we make our way through the day, barely reaching the 50s, so a bit of a chilly day. So if you do have outdoor plans, make sure to grab a jacket as you head out. A system this weekend is expected to bring some rain chances in our area. And guys, as we can see, with our low pressure system setting up just to the southeast of us, we're just going to get a clip of this shower, of these rain chances as some high pressure makes its way into our area Saturday. Now let's take a look at what we can expect for the rest of the week. And guys, don't let these snow chances fool you. These are going to be Tuesday night going early into Wednesday morning, so not throughout Wednesday, as you can see with our high in the 40s where the snow will be melting, but very rare snow event for this time of year for sure. But as we make our way through the weekend, going into the weekend, some increasing temperatures, finally getting into more seasonable temperatures for this time of year. Stay warm this week and enjoy your wellness day. Bridget, back to you.
Thanks, Caroline. Coming up on Hoosier News Source after the break, learn more about a Moderna trial that could put an end to your search for a summer job, and hear more about what to expect for fall break next semester.
Welcome back to Hoosier News Source. HNS reporter Sammy Nance joins us with an update on international news and what's going on around the world. Sammy?
Thanks, Ella. The Duke of Edinburgh, Prince Philip, passed away on April 9th. The funeral was held this past weekend at St. George's Chapel at Windsor Castle. By the Duke's request, a custom Land Rover carried the casket instead of the traditional hearse. There were only 30 people in attendance, and Queen Elizabeth sat alone because of the current COVID restrictions in Britain. The service lasted less than an hour, and a choir of 4 people sang the music that Prince Philip requested. And this week, a COVID crisis in India, as reports show an average of 220,000 new cases a day. India's health minister reported a record 1,600 deaths due to COVID-19 this past Sunday. With this second wave in deaths, hospitals in 11 out of India's 29 states have reported shortages of beds, oxygen, and drugs. This crisis has unequally impacted smaller states as pictures are surfacing of bodies piling up outside of hospitals and graveyards in rural areas. And Johns Hopkins claims we've reached a landmark 3 million global coronavirus deaths. The new cases are currently nearing January's record-breaking highs. Even as vaccination numbers are increasing in many countries, the weekly number of cases has more than doubled in the last 2 months. Health officials around the world urge people to continue taking necessary precautions. And that's all for now around the world. Bridget, Ella, back to you.
Thanks, Sammy. IU students can participate in a national Moderna study alongside students at 21 other universities. This week, I met with Dr. Christina Laduna to answer your questions about the trial. Take a look.
IU is looking for students willing to participate in a paid clinical trial of the Moderna vaccine over the summer. This trial will evaluate whether the Moderna COVID-19 vaccine prevents infection and spread of the virus between college students in close contact.
We do know that the vaccine is efficacious. We know that it's safe. And the next piece of saying, can you actually take your mask off all the time in all situations in public if you're vaccinated? That's sort of the questions that this research is trying to get to.
Those involved in the study must live in the Bloomington area for the duration of the trial, estimated to be about 5 months.
Students have been super supportive. We've had a little bit of a challenge in that we were sort of rolling out the study at the same time that general vaccine availability opened up.
Students participating in the study will come here, Simon Scott Assembly Hall, for a consultation visit before the study begins. At this clinical visit, students will be split into 2 groups. The first group will receive their vaccine immediately, and the second group will receive their shot at a later date.
Participants will be required to have daily nasal swabs, weekly COVID mitigation testing, diary entries, and 3 blood draws over the course of the trial. Students who qualify for the trial will receive up to $947 in compensation for their time.
The requirements in terms of social distancing and masking and just the impact that this pandemic has had on our lives So the piece of sort of contributing back to science, I think, is the main pitch here.
If you are interested in being involved, you can be a part of the study that is so important to helping our nation recover. Visit Prevent COVID U's website and press volunteer to be a part of the change.
Findings from the study are expected to be released in the late summer or early fall. As we approach another wellness day in place of spring break, IU says there will be a fall break in October. The university says that because of the increasing numbers of vaccinated students and staff, they added the 3-day weekend to the calendar. No classes will be held on Friday, October 8th. This comes in addition to a day off on Labor Day and a week off for Thanksgiving between November 21st and the 28th.
Jackson Kinney joins us with the latest on IU sports. Jackson?
Thanks, Ella. The NCAA announced on Monday the tournament field for the 2020-21 Men's Soccer Championships, completely taking place in Cary, North Carolina. The number 3 ranked Hoosier men's team was awarded the 3rd overall seed, which gives them a first-round bye. The team will face the winner of Milwaukee and St. Francis Brooklyn, who will play each other in the first round of the tournament. Coach Todd Yeagley said the team is really pleased that we were able to receive the number 3 seed. The Hoosiers entered the tournament with an overall record of 9-1-1 and as winners of the Big Ten regular season and the Big Ten tournament. It's the 3rd double in 3 years for the team, the longest streak since Indiana's unprecedented 4 doubles in a row from 1996 to 1999. The tournament berth is the team's 34th straight bid to the NCAA tournament, as well as the 45th overall in program history. The streak is the longest active streak in the country. And, as always, tune into IUS TV's own Hoosier Sports Night each Friday for the most in-depth coverage of all of Indiana athletics. Ella and Bridget, back to you.
Thanks, Jackson, and thank you for watching this week's episode of Hoosier News Source. To learn more about this week's stories, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at IUSTV News. I'm Bridget Taylor.
And I'm Ella Rose. From Bloomington, Indiana, we'll see you next time.